This film was made possible by Life Story Insurance, along with other contributing members from Patreon.com and our Facebook audience.
Welcome to Wilkes County, North Carolina. I'm Scott Ballard, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Backwind Stories, where we travel the back roads of the Blue Ridge, visiting old Appalachian homesteads and farms, many of which have been abandoned for years. In today's episode, we're visiting one of the most iconic houses in Wilkes County. For generations, this house has greeted people driving to or leaving the mountains. Located on a sweeping curve at the base of the mountain on Highway 16, it is a mysterious house located in the middle of a cow pasture. People near and far have wondered about its history and why it was ever abandoned. Everybody wonders about what it looks like inside. Fortunately for us and you, we get to go inside the Palmer house today. We'll be accompanied by the granddaughter of the home's original owners, Oscar and Ethel Palmer. Shirley Deal, who's not been inside this house for over 46 years until today, will share her memories of her grandparents and of the house itself. So get ready as we go backwind. You want to go in?
Yes.
Let's go check it out.
I remember this door.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, let's see how it's going to look inside. Oh, this is beautiful. And we would go to the top and slide down, and this always caught us, so we never failed, never had accidents. The hall tree was here.
Is this where you could get up to
Yeah, oh, that's where the attic is.
Right.
Yeah. They would never let me, of course, they told us not to go. Bobby, my sister, would go up. She said she spent a lot of time up there. I would never go up there because Grandma said the old Scratch lived
That's where
there.
Scratch was. So.
Yes, there was no way. In fact, see, I had blocked it out in my mind how you, but this is the way you would get up. You'd have to get a chair, climb up these shelves, and that's how she would shinny up. But as I walked through the house today, I felt, I don't know, the warmth. I felt the nostalgic feeling of life that used to be there. That was so part of me and making me who I am. And I just felt happy. I guess some sadness too, because time has passed and all the people are gone now. But still, I had these emotions just welling up. Well, Grandpa was always busy. Grandpa was a feisty young man, and he had people doing things for him. And he, like when he got in the evening time, he would sit down and talk with us. Usually he didn't have time to really pay much attention to us. But Grandpa was really brilliant in math. My daddy also. He could look at a stand of timber and pretty much tell you the retail value he could get from that, the amount and then the value for it. His crew did saw the timber, And I don't know who built the house, but he did plan the house. He designed the house. Besides my mama and my daddy, my grandmother was the dearest person to me. So Grandma let us explore. She let us be creative. She taught us, even as youngsters, we would want to help cook. So she would show us how to make biscuits and even let us try to form, even like a 5 or 6 year old kid, form biscuits. She would let us go out with her when she would catch a chicken to fry for lunch. And she cooked 3 meals a day. So the dinner, which was the lunch, she called it dinner, she would let us go out with her and she'd catch a chicken and she'd wring its neck, sort of things like that. I mean, just everyday activities were part of who I was. Grandma always had something good that she had fixed for dinner. And, of course, I was always hungry when I got off the school bus. And she was usually there to have, and she was at the house, but she was doing something. I'm not sure what she was occupied doing at that time, and she couldn't get my snack together for me. So here I am thinking, well, I can do it myself. So I climbed up the cupboard, and it was one of those that the upper part that housed the dishes was sitting on the cabinet, and it was not attached. So here I go climbing up, pulling on it, and it fell forward. Every dish in that cupboard broke. And, of course, Grandma just cried, and that nearly killed me. First of all, I was scared, but then I saw Grandma was so sad. And then, of course, when Mom and Daddy came home, they were very mad. And I did get a whipping over that. Grandpa bought Grandma an electric range. And now Grandma had this big old cook stove. And it had double ovens, and she always had something cooking in it. And she always seemed like kept a fire going. But he thought that she might need an electric stove. So he bought her one, and she tried it, and she didn't like it, so she had him to take it away. The house did not have a bathroom. In fact, the house was built during the Depression. And Grandpa always wanted to brick it and put in a bathroom for Grandma. But she was of the Depression years, and she did not want to spend any more money getting that fancy stuff done. So he never got a bathroom put in and never got the house bricked. Grandpa always had 5 or 6 people helping him besides his son, Joni, and himself. So Grandma always got dinner ready for them. After they had lunch, the men would take their coffee and their cigarettes out to the porch. And some would sit, but some would lie down, stretch out, and they would rest for 30, 45 minutes or so. And during that time, in the summertime, of course, that's when they would do that, they would have that bedroom window open, and there was a radio inside, so they'd have the radio playing. And I can always remember Eddie Arnold yodeling. The Checkerboard Jamboree was the program that came on. That was always in the background, and then the men would tell stories and what have you, and then the kids, we would run and wrestle with them, and they were really good to us. It was just a fun time for us, and we just worried the daylights out of them, I'm sure. Biggest difference in today and the time that I was a child was that You know, the homes, of course, are more streamlined, and the transportation is better, and we get to go more places. But the foods, preparation of food, we don't cook 3 meals a day. We didn't in my house, and I don't in my house now. I might fix a small breakfast, a little snack, but I don't cook meals like Grandma did. And you don't have the aromas. You don't have the people. There's not the laughter now. Of course, there are times you do have that, but it was just a community. It was a community feel about growing up then that, you know, we don't have that now. We're more compartmentalized, you know. I'm in my house, you're in your house, and we might visit, but it's your house and it's my house.
I think you're right.
And the sharing there's not as much sharing, because when people would come to Grandma's, anytime they left with something Grandma sent. Some canned goods, some ham for their supper. So sharing was a big part.
Since Shirley was last in the house over 46 years ago, it's undergone a lot of changes. It's been sold, it's served as a rental home, and briefly as a gift shop. And many people who drove by remembered an old pink '57 Chevy sitting right here in the driveway. Sadly, over the years, the house has been broken into multiple times until none of the original furnishings remain. The house itself has deteriorated significantly over the past 20 years, and if something isn't done soon, it may be too late to save it. Fortunately, David Bumgarner, the grandson of the current owners, is interested in saving it.
I have always loved this house ever since I was a child, and would love to see it restored if I can gain the community interest and the necessary funds to bring the house back to where it once was.
We wish David the best of luck with his plans. This house, with its unusual design and color, prominent placement and special location, all combine to make it one of the most beloved homesteads we've ever found. For so many people coming to the mountains, it says, welcome home. On behalf of the Germain Media crew, thanks for joining us for this edition of Backwind Stories. Please remember that we couldn't produce these episodes if it weren't for your support. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and support us at patreon.com. Every dollar that you donate helps us tell another old Appalachian homestead story.